Where I am now, better than before. For those open doors, where I am now, where I am now. In a special place, I'll tell one place where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, the FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live at WGPL 1350 Studio or WMVA 88.9 FM Studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, WMVA 88.9 FM. Good morning to you.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. We have a new platform over on YouTube. It's FYI Radio Show. Host Yolanda Hinton, and you can always go to Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. Please subscribe, like, and share, and we promise we'll shout you out.
You promise?
Promise.
Promise?
Promise.
Shout out.
Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Well, it was one of those weekends when you had the grand youngins over with you and you did this, did that, and you did a whole lot of this and that.
A beautiful weekend there.
A great
How many
weekend.
did you have? All 25?
Keep your day job, Miss Hinton, because your joke's not too funny.
That's a good thing, though.
No, I have 19 grandchildren.
Oh, okay.
You gave me 25.
Oh, I'm seeing in the future. I was giving you a word.
Where's the crystal ball?
I was giving you a word.
Never that. No.
What's wrong with having a quiver full?
It's too much, especially when they're growing up. I mean, I had 3 this weekend,
Oh,
2
very
youngins
good.
and 1 teenager.
Oh my Lord! But did you have a good time? That's the thing.
Some of the time you had a good time, part of it, and some of the time you had to be a disciplinarian.
Oh,
and,
you had to, yes.
And then some of them, you just had to just let it rip.
Oh my goodness, Mr. E. Well, I tell you what, I had a wonderful weekend. My grandson was over. Only have but one.
I see in my bowl.
Well, go ahead and see it. And I don't mind. You can see many, many more because the one that I have, I just dearly, truly, truly love. Also, my daughter invited me to a wonderful play, Little Shop of Horrors, over there at the Virginia Opera Company. It was just wonderful. It was just a beautiful, beautiful play put together very, very well, done in excellence. Really enjoyed it. So I did that, Mr. E, but just had a nice time and had some great time looking at some stuff we get ready to talk about. This is, oh my my goodness, FYI, Monday Sports Talk. And Mr. E, was it fire the week of the NCAA, the Final Four? We're going to talk about the NBA a little bit as well. But I mean, what can we say? Mr. E, where do we start?
Miss Hinton. We got to start. I mean, what a barn burner that was. I mean, let's start with the ladies. Let's start with the ladies, because ladies are always first. Let's talk about the ladies, for example.
Was it fire? You know, I'm really, Mr. E, really enjoying the women's basketball. I didn't think I would, especially the college games. Can you imagine, you know, the Final Four? It was absolutely fire.
Miss Hinton, I just want to let you know, and I want to say congratulations to UConn. UConn really went to work on South Carolina.
But Mr. E, are we surprised?
Listen.
I mean, they really whipped them. But are we surprised that UConn made it to the final?
No, we're not surprised, because UConn, you know, they want to defeat South Carolina. See, this is what I like about it, is that South Carolina coach has made it to the playoff, to the finals 3 times.
But you know what? I was proud of South Carolina.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad, because they were last year's winners.
That's right. South Carolina was last year's winners, and 2 more years before that, South Carolina made it in. So the coach of South Carolina, she took it with like she's supposed to, walked away with a smile on her face, because they fought like crazy. But Miss Hinton,
yes,
I got to the point when I was looking at UConn. They came ready to rock and roll.
They were rocking and rolling.
They started out on fire.
The energy.
They started, blew the minds of South Carolina. South Carolina could not understand what in the world hit them. Because when UConn came out there on the floor, they was blazing.
Mr. E, the energy was fire. UConn, you couldn't do nothing with them.
Let's look at how they got there. They got there. UConn came in through on the bottom. You know, they came in out of Los Angeles, California, out of Lexington and Normal at the store. They came out of the west side, you know. Yes. And when they got to March the 29th on ESPN, South Carolina played against Kansas City State, and they beat them.
Yes.
And Kansas City and UConn played against Oklahoma, and they beat them. Then it was Southern California against UConn. And UConn beat them. Then it got to be the part where on that side of the track where UCLA played against LSU lost, and then on April 4th, UCLA played against UConn, and UConn demolished them. But let's look at South Carolina. Yes. When we look at South Carolina on March the 30th, they played against Duke, Blue Devils.
Oh, yeah.
And Duke was on fire.
Absolutely.
They was on fire. I got to give it to them. But South Carolina beat them 71-67 in order to advance into the semifinals. But they had to play against another team called Texas.
Yes.
Real hardcore scores. And Texas played against TCU, and they won. So now Texas had to play against South Carolina, but South Carolina somehow pulled a rabbit out their hat because the score was 54-50.
They had to do it.
So that means that advanced South Carolina to play against UConn. And when they went up against them daggone UConn in the semifinal, I said 40 points. I mean 20 points.
Miss Lee, you got to talk about that. Now I can see 10, but 20, South Carolina won last year.
20.
How could they do 20 points behind? What in the world was going on? See, it was nothing but UConn being all that.
I mean,
they were playing like racehorses. They just had the energy. They had the power, the strength, the stamina, And they knew what they were doing, Miss D.
You know, Miss Hinton, when you look at UConn playing against South Carolina, I said the score was 82-9. I mean, look at the score. I mean, they did not play. UConn basketball did not play. I mean, you know, come on now, UConn, South Carolina, you won last year, and so you should have been able to pull it together.
Yes.
So when UConn Wolfpack, they came out there, this girl by the name of Strong,
yes,
she scored
Strong
24 points.
Yes.
And she had 15 rebounds and 5 assists.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, that was a ball game if you ever wanted to see a ball game.
Miss Page wasn't bad either. I tell you what, she went through those young ladies. You know, they have inspired me to really watch the NCAA, just to watch the college games and things like that. Because they are really playing ball.
They are on fire.
Absolutely.
I got to give them. They was on fire. I think I still got a little allergy running around in my nose, but they was.
Well, Miss D, did you think that UConn? I mean, you know, we know what UConn can do. You know, 12. This is their 12th win with NCAA. But did you figure that they were going to come through when it came to South Carolina, because they were the winners?
I knew UConn because they was very determined. As I begin to look at the April the 4th game, UConn playing against UCLA, I began to see how UConn jumped out there and got them at 78-64. I mean, you know, when they started out, UConn started battling. And then they came through the cut. UConn was not taking any hostages with them because the score was 85-51.
Yes. But Missy, let's roll back and let's look at Duke, because you know Duke was one of my favorites. But when it was time to go against some of, you know, getting to those finals, I didn't even make a prediction on Duke women.
Yeah, no.
Did you know?
I tried to get you to make a prediction.
I did not. I would not do it. I just felt, I don't know, for some reason I felt like Duke, the women's games for Duke would be over. And that's what happened. Exactly.
I mean, you know, when I saw the women of Duke playing that basketball, I said, look at this Duke basketball game.
Now, they were fire. They were fire up until.
Well, they didn't lose to South Carolina by 4 points.
I know.
But the way they got there, they wasn't a big spread on none of the games that they played, because they played UNC. They won, that was 47-38. Played Oregon, it was 59-53. So they did a wonderful job by getting to where they wanted to go.
I tell you, but they couldn't go that far because, hey, we had the final two, UConn and South Carolina. You know, I favor South Carolina. I'm going to tell you one reason I favor them. I like Coach Dawn.
Okay.
I think she is, it just reminds me of a round way next door neighbor type person. I know a young woman that just really reminds me of her. It's just something about the coach that I really favor. And so South Carolina is a pick. Then last year, of course, they won, which really makes me feel as though, you know, they are definitely champions.
I want to say good morning to Miss Sheila Roberts. Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show, Sports Talk, on Monday with our co-host. I'm the co-host, with Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton is the host, as we talk about the NCAA basketball tournament.
Let's talk about the men, because they have a game on today, Mr. E. But I mean, those games. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. When you see those men play, they play just like it's their last day on earth. They play hard.
That's right. Let's start with Houston and when they played against Duke. Houston played against Duke. They had an 18-year-old young man out there playing in the Final Fours.
Yes.
I forgot his name, his last name, but he played a tremendous, great game, but they could not beat Houston, and Houston beat them by just a few points.
My grandson made that prediction. He knew Texas, and he even said he was inspired to go to the college, the University of Texas. So, yeah, they tried it, but Texas came through.
Yeah, Houston, Texas came through. The score was 70-67, and I got to get my hats off to them. Duke played a wonderful game. They played wonderful. But the thing about Duke is they had the 18-year-old boy out there playing with them, but he had the final shot that could have won the game for him. So I'm my hats off. He got to go back. He's only 18 years old, and he played in one of the biggest games. So next year, y'all better watch out.
Absolutely. Now, how are you giving him grace? You won't give Bronny grace.
Bronny
in the NBA. Did y'all hear Mr. E?
Did Bronny ever finish college?
Did you hear Mr. E? He gonna get his cat grace, but he won't give Bronny. But that's another story. We're gonna go to the NBA in a minute. But Mr. E, let's finish the NCAA because we got a game on tonight.
That's right.
What's going on with the final two? Who are the final two?
Well, Florida played against Auburn, and Auburn lost to Florida Gators, and that's one of my great picks.
The Gators,
79-73. So Florida Gators play tonight against Houston.
That's right.
And Houston played against Duke. So the final two tonight, tonight championship. And I left my pen, but can I get your prediction for tonight, Miss Hinton?
No, listen, E, I don't know why you do that to me. Because I got a big question mark. I really don't want to go hard for any of them. I just want to be observer. You give yours first, and let me see.
Florida Gators.
Okay, the Gators, they may have a chance. I'm not going to take that risk.
I'm going to go with Florida Gators on tonight because I know the Gators going to pull that rabbit out of their hat.
Okay, well, we shall see. Mr. E made his prediction. I'm not going to be that bold. But Mr. E, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, NCAA fire. I mean, the women came through like, I don't know what. I'm a fan now. Look what the guys do tonight. We're going to check that out. I'll let you all know about that coming up on our next sports talk. And also, we got the NBA. We need to come up. Mr. E, what's going on with the N and the B and the A?
Well, since it started with Saturday game, my God, what a great game. That's with the NBA. I mean, it was a barn burner on a Saturday. When you look at the NBA Saturday games, you're going to find several teams because they're getting ready right now to get into the playoff. It's getting ready to get time. That's right.
We're getting closer.
The New York Knicks played against the Atlanta Hawks, and the score was 121-105. Now, you got to remember the games that they have won. The Hawks won 49 out of 20 and lost 28. But the Hawks, they won 36 and lost 41. So in that bracket, you know they're getting ready to get it down. So you see the first 7 that's going to be in that bracket. Then I'll give you the bracket scores and stats in just a second. The Grizzlies played against the Detroit Pistons 109-103. The Grizzlies won. Then the Timberwolves played against the 76ers 114-109. The Milwaukee Bucks played against the Miami Heat 121-115. And then the Dallas Mavericks played against the Clippers 135-104. Go Clippers. Then on yesterday's game, Sunday's game, the Chicago Bulls played against the Hornets, Charlotte Hornets. Now, Charlotte Hornets are so far down in the ball game, so you can make sure you can bet your bottom dollar that they won't make it to the playoff. They won 19 and lost 59. So the score was 131-117. And then the Raptors played against the Nets, and that score was 120-109. But the Lakers came through, played against OKC.
And they had to.
They had to come through.
Right?
They had to. They had
They
to.
didn't.
They had no choice.
That's right.
They had no choice because OKC record is better than the Lakers. Now, OKC won 64 games.
That's amazing.
And you can rest assured, 64 games and only lost 14 games. So you can rest assured they're going to be in the playoffs.
But see, what's the tea with the Lakers beating a team like that? What on? What happened in that game?
Well, when you look at that game, that boy Donovich came through for them. You know,
all right.
He number 77 for the Lakers. He hit 30 points.
Absolutely.
And so, but my boy George, and he came through with 26 points, but it wasn't enough. Now, here's what has to happen. And I always said this when it comes down to playoff, you who down at the bottom of the barrel, you should already pack your suitcase up and go home. Yeah.
There's plenty of them too.
That's down there at the bottom of the barrel. When you down at the bottom of the barrel, you know you ain't do too good this year. And then when it comes to playoff, you know you not gonna make the playoff.
So the Lakers,
they're number 6.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I tell you, you know.
Let's find out.
When you look at the Lakers and see where their standards are, you know, you say to yourself, okay, where are the Lakers at?
I always like to hear the Lakers being close to the playoffs. Or in the playoffs. It's just something about them. I think it's their history, Missy, and they time. And then we have our special friend on the Lakers. But go ahead, Missy, give us that too.
From the West Coast, OKC is number 1.
Yes.
They won 64 games and lost 14.
Oh, wow.
Then the Houston Rockets are number 2.
Yes.
They won 52 games and lost 27. But the Lakers are not too far back.
Right.
They're number 3. They won 48 games and lost 30. 30.
Okay.
Then the Denver Nuggets won 47 games and lost 32 games. And the Clippers won 46 and lost 32. The Warriors won 46 and they lost 32. And the Timberwolves, the first 7 games, 46-32. And the Grizzlies, that's going to be a barn burner in the Western Conference League. But in the Eastern Conference League, and you can see that the number 1 would be the Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers won 62 games and lost 16. And the Celtics, Boston Celtics won 58 games and lost 20. The New York Knicks, they won 50 games and lost 28. The Indiana Pacers, they won 47 games and lost 31. The Milwaukee Bucks, they won 44 games and lost 34. But the first 7 is the Magic, the Pistons, the Bucks, the Pacers, the Knicks, and Celtics, and the number 1 for the Eastern Conference will be the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the number 1 for the Western Conference will be, can you see?
Absolutely. They're there. They're there. You know where they're going.
That's right. You know that they're going to be in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the Warriors for a minute. Mr. Eagle, how do you feel about them this season?
Well, the Golden State Warriors they're doing a wonderful job. I like Golden State Warriors. I like the way that what they are doing. They're breaking records, and they're trying very hard to stay out of the newspaper. They lost to the Houston 106 to 90 something, 106 to 96, and Steph Curry, he's trying to do a remarkable job.
Absolutely.
But the thing about it is, Miss Hinton, they got to be consistent and they got to stay in so that they can be in the playoffs.
They have to. They definitely
They're
have
number
to.
6 now. They're number 6 in the conference.
Yes.
And they can easily. You remember all these games that they're playing now?
Yes.
And what they played during the league when it comes to the 7 in this playoffs, all them games they won don't mean a hill of bean, because when it's playoff time, they got to start from ground 1.
Mr. E, let me ask you about your friends, the Pelicans.
The Pelicans, Pelicans,
I think you're gonna have to start packing.
Well, they got to pack the suitcase. Zion came on a little bit too late, and so they won 21 games and lost 57 games.
Oh my goodness!
So.
But they're your boys.
They're my boys. I like them because of Zion and out of New
What's
Orleans.
Zion doing?
Zion hurt again. He can't stay healthy.
He can't stay in the game. That's what I don't like about Zion.
He can't stay healthy. I like Zion.
Didn't Zion just get back?
He just got back and out there again. Back
I do not like that. Zion, you may have to retire. Dear.
That's right. At an early age and make that Money. Yes. But here's my boy that I like. In the Warriors, y'all better look out because he got some help on the squad. And when I look around, that Steph Curry is getting to be a bad boy. Draymond Green is rubbing off on him. And Jimmy Butler.
And Jimmy, we got to get a name for them, a nickname for them, Mr. E. What can we name those three?
The Three Amigos.
The Three Amigos.
Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and that Steph. Is that Steph trying to get the physical in there? Is that you, Steph? Steph, wait a minute. That's not really you. You mean to tell me you went up to Draymond Green's house and the wolf got you? Now you ready to fight.
Hey, glad he's on that team. You know, he bring that fire and, you know, that little rebellious thing. We like to see that in basketball.
That's right.
Let's talk about the Nuggets and the Pacers. They're definitely, their numbers are pretty much the same, Mr. E. They got 47 wins, both of them. Pacers 31 and the Nuggets 32 so far. And what do you think?
When you look at the Golden State Nuggets and when you look at the standards of these teams, you'll find that some of these teams are going to be there. You said Golden State Nuggets?
The Nuggets and the Pacers.
Well, when you look at the Nuggets, Miss Hinton,
no.
the Pacers, the Nuggets are there. They're 47, they're number 4.
Absolutely.
On the Western Conference. And when you look at the Eastern Conference, the Pacers are there also.
Absolutely.
The Pacers has won 47 games and lost 31, and the Nuggets has won 47 games and lost 32.
What do you think about the Knicks and the Suns game? The Knicks won 112 to 98. The Knicks are on fire.
The Knicks
50, how many games? 50 games won, 28 losses. They're doing pretty good.
Well, when you look at the Knicks and you know, let's go to the Suns. When you look at the Suns, they way down at number 11. So
we see that
KD will not be there.
Okay. Who's on the Knicks that's fire? Who is that that's standing out?
Knicks are number 3. Knicks are number 3, and you can rest assured that the Knicks gonna be there because you know they are really trying to get down and get dirty. Bronson for the Knicks. He returned to the Knicks and reached 50 wins while he came back to the Knicks. So you know, and then you also got on the Clippers, who has played all over the league. These cats has played all over the league. From one team, you got KD played with the Warriors. You got another cat I like so much who played with some of the other, started off with the Warriors. And so, you know, you look at where they got their start. Well, LeBron James got his start from Miami, for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He got his start from there. KD got his start from OKC. Westbrook got his start from OKC. And you know, James Harden they all came from OKC.
Yes.
You know, so it's some good ballers came out of OKC. So, you know, I would love to see the Golden State Warriors pull some of them cats that, you know, that from OKC and bring them back with them.
So are you looking forward to the playoffs?
I'm looking forward to the playoff. I'm just getting into the basketball because, you know, I don't like basketball until they get down to the down and dirty.
That's what everybody say. Why with all these wonderful games?
They play so many games back to
back.
So many. Back.
But they are fire.
But they are not. One thing about basketball, who wants to see everybody stand behind the 3-point line?
I do. Look, I'm training my grandson. You should see some of that. I posted some of his shot, baby. They're 3-pointers. Yes. Yes. But anyway, look, we've had a great time. Don't forget to join us this evening for sports talk. FYI After Dark, 6 o'clock p.m. on all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Look, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you this evening, and then we'll see you Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Officer, thank you so very, very much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. And our special guest. Oh, no, she's not our special guest. But I want to say thank you so much, Miss Crystal Hinton, for joining us. Miss Sheila Robinson, a host of others. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, Peace 95.3, WMVA 88.9, and WPCE 1400, and on all social media platforms from 9 to 10. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Thank you for joining Sport Talk. Bye now.
We're so glad to see you all again. Thank you for joining us today. Join us this evening at 6 o'clock p.m. for FYI After Dark Live. We're going to talk about some new things that we're going to be doing and putting out there for you all. And we're just going to just talk, do a roll call, and just have a good time. That's 6 o'clock p.m. on all social media platforms, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Don't forget to join us. Look, we also have some upcoming shows. We have...
That's right. We got some great upcoming shows coming your way.
We have Dr. Tanya Pash. She's going to be here on the 11th of April on Friday with community information. Immigration is coming as well. Mr. E, are we ready for
I got two other people that's going to talk about immigration, and you've seen them on TV real soon.
I have.
Sheriff, one of the sheriffs I know is going to be our special guest.
Absolutely. He has been a part of one of our anti-bullying rallies, and good to see him as sheriff now. He'll be a part of that discussion, immigration and deportation. Also, just for the parents, students that are listening, Crystal Community, Young Women Achieving Success, the Sponsoring Pizza and a Dialogue, come out. Let's talk about some of the things that are going on, things that youth want to discuss and speak out about. This is all about them. They're going to be panel, talk about things and ask questions about things that they need to know as they grow up. So any student or youth groups, we're asking youth groups if they want to participate and just come out. It's a nice little leisurely time of pizza and eating pizza and snacks and talking and dialogue. And please, if you need to contact me, 728-6792. Also visit our sponsors, Bulvic Academy, BULIC Academy, and Beard Gods, BEARDGODZ. Follow us on social media. We're everywhere. Just Google the name or put your name into those platforms of service, and make sure you follow us and subscribe. Steve will see especially again.
Tell them pizza
just on your mirror ring, let me know if you're coming so we can make sure we have enough pizza for everybody.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us on FYI Facebook page, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton Facebook page, or at whatever the Facebook page. Let us know you'd like to be a special guest, or if you want to be in our audience, email us your email at FYIRadiosHowLive gmail.com.
God bless you all. Look, we look to see you this evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
2 up, 2 down, 2 up, 2 down.